So my screen is visible to you guys, right?
Yes. Can I minimize this video?
I'll off the video so you won't be able to see it. Just switch it off from my end. You can put it in a corner, drag and drop in the corner.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the quotation part. I guess you guys are already, आप लोग अभी तक already familiar हो modules से. If you want me module system लेना, मैं फिर से वहाँ से start करूँ.
नहीं अब quotation मतलब नया quotation कैसे insert करते हैं वहाँ से चलो.
वहीं से शुरू करते हैं. ठीक है. To start, to create a sales quotation, first you have to go to the quotations module. In that, you have to select the sales quotation. Okay.
Yeah.
In this, you have a list of quotations over here, which you have already sent to your counterparties. Apart from that, there is an option to create a new sales quotation.
Yeah.
You can click on the sales quotation, create new, and select the company for which you want to create a sales quotation. For example, I'm selecting Ekal. Ekal is your counterparty. So one thing, if the Ekal is already in your network, that's why it is over here. In case the company is not in your network, then what to do? Then suppose I'll take Akhil. Akhil is not in the network. So you'll get an option, add new company. As soon as you click on this, you will get a form. You will fill the basic details of your counterparty. Like company name, like suppose let's transact. Email ID, directors@letstransact.com. Address, I will fill. City, country, state, mobile number. If I have a landline, I can add it. Suppose that there is an option to add GSTN number. It might be possible many times while creation of the sales quotation, you don't have the GSTN number of the counterparty. So in that case, what you will do, you will leave it blank. Though it is marked as star. This star over here in this particularly in the GSTI case means like you can't add a random text. Like if I'll add it randomly something, then you will show it will ask you for a valid GSTI number. So you have to add a valid number, valid GSTI number, or else you can leave it blank.
Okay.
Suppose that if the address written over here, the 5th floor, Akriti, etc. in this case, as the billing address and the delivery location of the counterparty, then it is pre-ticked. If it is not, then you can untick it.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose that you will write the name of the person who is concerned in that company, the contact. Like suppose last name of the person and the email ID of that contact person. Like in this case, I will type Akhil @letstransact.com. Okay. So this way you can fill the and click to add new company to add into your network. So right now I'm not adding any company because my email ID is already registered in this and it won't take it again. So just for example purpose, I have filled the data. Is there any doubt in this complete form? You can ask, please.
No, it is clear.
So I'll click on the close to come out of this form. Suppose that I'll go with the company which is already added in the system. For example, Ekal is already there. Ekal Enterprises is already there in the network. I'll click on the Ekal Enterprises and click on submit. As soon as I'll click on submit button, it will show me a sales quotation document format. In which you can find the name of the customer, delivery location of the buyer is already added, and supplier details is already there. Since we have already added these details while creation of the network, and supplier details is coming from the settings page, from your master. Suppose that few details which you need to fill is delivery date, which is not mandatory. But if in case you have a delivery date, you can fill it over here.
Yeah, okay.
Apart from that, inquiry number. So sometimes you get an inquiry via email, while telephonic conversation, or with a proper request for quotation document. So if you have an inquiry number, you can write the inquiry number. Suppose I have a Q001. This is the inquiry number. So this is one way. Apart from this, if you don't have an inquiry number, then what you can do is you can type is via email. Suppose you have got a request via email, then you can write it as via email or via phone.
Via phone, okay.
So anything, the medium through which you are getting this inquiry, you can type it, write it down over here. This will use as a reference in the future while reporting or while down the line when you see that how you got this inquiry. Then there will be a reference. Apart from that, when you got this inquiry, you can put a date. Suppose in this case, 4th July, we got this inquiry. Payment terms, also this is an optional field. If you have the, if you know the payment terms, you can add it over here. Else, you can leave it blank. Both the Going ahead, there is an item table. So one more thing I would like to tell you that in all the documents which we are going to create today, like whether it is order confirmation, whether it is PO, sales quotation, RFQ, all the documents we have created a similarity that it is divided into four sections. Like first section deals with the counterparty and your company detail along with the document details.
Documentation.
Second section deals with the item table. So here you have to add the items. The third section deals with the extra charges and the tax details it shows. Okay. Fourth section is a section of additional information. Okay. This is common in all the documents. It might be possible that few entries, few cells are different. Like suppose in this case, you are writing the inquiry number, but in the next document, order confirmation, you have to fill the purchase order number instead of inquiry number. So these cell nomenclature of the cell, use case of the cell might be different, but the structure of the whole document will more or less be same. Okay. Now coming back to the item table, here you have an option to add an item via product ID or product description. Like suppose I have a product ID. Sorry, I need to check the product IDs you have created. Like suppose this is a conveying system. So I can select the conveying system by typing over here R100, or I can also type the product name, what I'm delivering. In case the product is not in the system, you can type, you will start typing the name, and the system will show you the add new item option. In case the product is not already added in your masters.
Yeah, okay.
So you will click on the add new item, and it will show you a simple document format that where you have to add the item ID, product name, unit of measurement, product category. So these three fields are mandatory: item ID, product name, and unit of measurement. Rest all the fields are optional.
Optional, okay.
In most of the cases, I don't think so that you need to add it from here, because as much I know, your QC team, R&D team or QC team will define the product itself.
Yes.
Okay. So in most of the cases, the products will be already available in the product master. In case it is not available, then we will guide you how to add this thing. Okay. Apart from that, since you can see the HSN code, price, these details are already getting fetched from the masters.
Yeah.
In case you want to edit anything, these are editable. Not the description in the product ID, but HSN code, price, discount you can have, quantity you have to put, because this is a dynamic thing which will change in each order.
Yeah.
Right. Suppose I'm putting 5 quantity. It will calculate the total value. Since tax percentage is already added in the master, it is getting auto fetch. In case it is not getting fetched, you can select it from the drop down option.
Yeah, okay.
Suppose that since we haven't added any delivery date above, here we left it blank, so it is coming. So in case I don't want to provide the delivery date now, in the sales quotation. Or else you can select a date, type a date, or select it from here also from the calendar. Okay. Going ahead, there is an option to add a comment in case what will happen. Suppose conveying system is there, but for the conveying system is a generic term. But for this particular order, you are adding some more specification which you need to define it over here. So you can add a comments, like suppose, just for example, I'll put a comment like grade A. I'll show you how it will appear in the system. Grade A size. I'm just putting a value to show you how it will represent in the document.
Yeah.
In case anywhere I'm going in a little hurry or fast, just let me know.
I will let you know.
Apart from that, there is an option to add a discount over here, which you can add a absolute amount or in percentage.
No.
Okay. Like if I want to give a 10% discount, then I can select a percentage. It will give the 10% discount. 10%. If I want an absolute discount, I can put a absolute number. It will discount it accordingly. Okay. Right now I'm putting 0. Post that, going ahead, you can add as many items as you want to by clicking on add button, add item. Okay. As soon as you click on add item, it will show you more products.
One more. Yeah.
Going ahead, there is an option to add extra charges, if any. These are the optional field. If you have any extra charges like transportation, if you want to mention, you can mention that. You have to type the name, whatever kind of extra charges, because this is not going to fetch from the master. Like courier charge or loading charge, I can put it. Suppose that I have an option to select the tax, since now the extra charges are also taxable. So you have to select the tax over. Apart from that, it might be possible there are few charges which you want to add and non-taxable. Like suppose we will take I'll take an example XYZ just for reference, and I'll put $20 that I want to add to the system. Okay. Going ahead, I have an option to put the logistic terms. Here we have added few logistic terms as per our understanding. If you want to add any other logistic term, that can be added from the settings page. So whatever logistic terms you will provide us, we will add it at the time of onboarding itself. Apart from that, management, top management, and few people will have the access. Whatever management will, your top management will decide. As per their recommendation, we will give the access to them, to the your team member, to add these details in the settings page. Okay. Going ahead, there is a terms and condition option. You can again save as many terms and conditions as you want to, and select it from the drop-down. So these terms and conditions for sales quotation, this line won't appear in the document. What will appear in the document is this terms and condition, and below that, this above design is from our team, and we will be providing the finished good as per design. This thing will be. Apart from an additional option to add any comment or any additional terms and condition, which is dynamic. Since what we have saved in the settings page is the static, which is not going to change each time. But there could be any terms and condition which is very much dynamic and specific to this order, that you can put it over here. Like for example, I'm putting the thank you just to represent, show you how it is going to represent. You have a limit of 8,000 characters, so you can add, I guess, almost 1.5 page or 2 page of data over here.
Okay.
Apart from that, you also have an option to add an attachment up to 25 MB of any kind of file, whether it is AutoCAD file came from AutoCAD or Excel or video or audio, any file can be attached over here.
Okay.
Going ahead, there is an option to, these are the counterparty email IDs. So you can select.
Basically, the site is blocked now, na, for our use internal.
In the from the trading profile, no email will be.
Okay.
Don't worry. So these are the email IDs which is added in your network of Ekel Enterprises. Okay. So you have an option in case you don't want to send it to marketing guy. So you can cross it from here. Or else, if you want to send it to all of them, you can just click on save and send.
Save and send.
Or you can save it in draft. Let's say we are saving it in a draft for the first time. Okay, just to review the document. I'll click on the save draft. Now I'll again click on sales quotation and check the draft. So I'll find a sales quotation 2018-127 number is saved in a draft format. I'll click on the draft sales quotation number, and you can see it is written draft over here. Right. Now I can review the document like I have added conveying system. This was the item ID, grade, and size, which I have. These two things I have defined in the comment section, if you remember.
Yes.
Right. The price is there, the inquiry number, and the logistic terms. Everything is covered over here. The amendment counter is 0 for now.
Yeah.
Now I will edit this document. Right now I haven't created any document. Document is still in draft mode. Right. Post that I will go down. In case I have to edit something, I have an option to edit. In case I don't have to edit, I can just go click on save and send to send publish this document.
Yeah.
I'm clicking here to save and send this document to my counterpart. You will go to the sales quotation part, and you will see this. Hello.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yes, you are audible.
SQ 2018-127 is listed over here. You can also short with the date by clicking on the date. Or sales quotation number or RFQ number, anything. Or you can search directly with any date which is visible on the screen. Like sales quotation number also, if you search, you will find it. Like just put the 127 and it will filter out. I'll click on the sales quotation. Now, there is no draft written over here.
No, there is no draft because it is already sent.
One more thing I would like to show you. I'll go back and show you. That in the sales quotation, in pending OC, if I'll see, the 127 number is in pending OC right now. Pending OC is 0. What does it mean? It means you have just set the sales quotation. You haven't converted this into the order confirmation. Right. Now I'll click again to cancel and amend this document.
Yeah.
I'll open this document. So before amending a document, I need to cancel it first. I have to click on the cancel document, click confirm. Post that, you can see there is a cancel written over here in the corner.
Yeah.
So this document has been cancelled and amendment counter is 0 for now.
0.
Now I'll go to other action. Click on amend quotation. Now when I click on amend quotation, the quotation number you can see is same as earlier. But the amendment counter is
1. So it has been revised now.
Yeah, right. Now suppose I want to change the quantity to 4. Or any kind of changes which I want to make, I can make it over here.
Yeah.
Suppose that once everything is done, I can, any other change if required, I can change it. Suppose that again I have an option to save it into draft or save and send it. So this time I'm clicking directly on save and send.
Okay.
So now I'll open the same document again, 127 number. It is showing the amendment counter is 1. I guess this was the doubt earlier.
Yes. Oh, this was the doubt.
So are we clear on this?
Yes.
Yes. One more thing, what I can observe the mistake or the confusion was that instead
Yeah.
of amending it, you guys were doing copy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I can observe that it might happen. Okay.
Okay.
So what is copy for? In case you're putting an order, a sales quotation for 20, 30 items, right?
Hmm.
And same quotation you want to send it to other company or the same company again after a couple of months. So this gives you an option to make a copy of the document.
Yeah.
So that you don't need to type all the details again. You will just click on the copy. It will ask you for which company you want to. Like suppose ABCD is added in the system. I'll click on the
Yeah.
ABCD and it will create another sales quotation with all the other details as it will remain same in this case. And the counterparty name will get changed.
Yeah. Okay.
Inquiry number, since it is coming from the different company, it will come appear as blank. You have to fill it over here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
And in this case, you can see the document number is changed to 128.
Yeah.
Right. Other details are getting copied as it is. You can make the changes if required. If not, you can just click on save and send.
So 128 is generated over here.
Right. Now suppose 120 in the 127 order sales quotation. Now you have got an order confirmed order. That is, you have received an PO from the client. So what to
Yeah.
do? So one thing is, in case you haven't created a sales quotation, you can jump directly to the transaction with an order confirmation. But in case you already have a sales quotation with you, you don't need to create a type all the details again. All you can do is just click on generate order confirmation. Okay. Is there any doubt?
Yes. No. You can show.
ओके तो अभी क्या हुआ कि आपका ऑर्डर क्योंकि सेल्स कोटेशन बना हुआ था पूरा मुझे टाइप नहीं करना पड़ेगा डायरेक्टली क्लिक ऑन
generate OC
right. When as soon as I click on the generate OC it will show me an open format, editable format.
All the details previously we have used in quotation,
right? So title you can mention it over here like the similar way you do the subject line while writing email.
Yes.
Right. Order
confirmation.
Or whatever. I'm just typing for an example. Exact data you have to decide, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Now the delivery date is mandatory since you are confirming an order. That time you were just in quotation. This time you are sending a form. So a tentative delivery date. Like suppose I have to deliver it by August 30. I can choose it. So the value of this date will be like why we are adding this date, so that while when you will generate a report, you will get a picture that till what time it is getting the overdue or pending. When you have to deliver this kind of report or analytics will be depending on this date.
Okay.
Post that the PO number. This time you have the PO, you can or you have the verbal confirmation, so you can put it verbal, email, whatever you want. In the very same way we did in the case of sales quotation.
Sales quotation.
Like via email.
Via email, via telephonic conversation.
I would prefer if you have an PO number, it will be very helpful if you will put it over here because that will help. Down the line, it will help you in the reporting section.
Yeah, okay.
Or while analyzing the data in the search, it will help you. But if you don't have a number, you can put it email or whatever medium you're in. Your date you can select. The payment terms you have an option. These payment terms are getting fetched from the settings page. You can add more payment terms if you want to. Suppose I'll select the 50% advance.
Okay.
Going ahead, so you can verify the details again, that counterparty details, your details. One more thing I would like to add that in case the counterparty is having multiple delivery location, multiple billing address, you can select it from here. Since we haven't added multiple locations for the counterparty, it is not showing in the drop-down list. Otherwise, you will be having an option. How to add the multiple location, I will show you once I will finish with the order confirmation.
Yeah, okay.
Now again, if you'll see, this is the counterparty and your company detail along with the document details. Again, second section will deal with the item table in which the item is already getting fetched from the sales quotation in this case. Right. You can add new item if you want to. If you can change the price if you want to. You can change the quantity because it happens post once you receive an order. It might be possible that your price has changed now, or some telephonic conversation had happened, negotiation had happened on telephonic conversation. So you can update the price. Option is given away. Suppose that the details you have added in the sales quotation is already getting fetched. You can make the changes if required. Now, terms and conditions coming blank, as it might be possible that terms and condition for the sales quotation is different and terms and condition for the order confirmation is different. Right. So since we haven't saved any sales quotation, I can select any of them, but just to be particular, since we haven't saved any terms and condition for the order confirmation, I'm not selecting it over here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Again, I have an option to write any text I want to, any message I want to convey.
But one thing I want to know in this terms and condition in order confirmation, but if there are some changes in order confirmation, like in terms and condition, there might be some changes. Means after order they may change the or means delivery date or something if they want. So how can I add those things over here?
So that's what I said. There are two things. एक तरीका ये होता है कि मैं एक कुछ टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन होती है जो हमेशा स्टैटिक रहती है, जो आपकी मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट है कि ये टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन आपकी कभी चेंज नहीं होती. हाँ, राइट. वो तो मैंने सेटिंग्स में जाके यहाँ पे सेव करके रखा हुआ है. Like suppose I just show you. यहाँ टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन आप सेव करके रख सकते हो. तो यहाँ से वो फेच हो जाता है. नाउ सपोज कुछ ऐसी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन है जो कि इस पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर के लिए, राइट? तो यू कैन मेक इट टर्म्स. I'll just type ahead.
Okay.
And I can put the value that anything you want to, any kind of terms and conditions you want to. You can put the value and it will appear in the document. How it will appear, I'll just show you once I'll save. Again, you have an option to add new attachments. If any attachment is already added in the sales quotation, it will get fetched over here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Again, you can save it in a draft or save and send it. One more thing I would like to highlight is that earlier we were dealing with the quotation module, but as soon as we clicked on the convert OC, it is converting it to transaction module.
Transaction module.
What is the difference between the quotation and the transaction? I'll come to that. The point is, it might be possible that you are sending quotation to hundreds of customers, right? Yeah. But you are getting a confirmed order with only 5 or only 10 customers, right? All the quotations usually don't get converted to a confirmed order. So that's the reason we are keeping the quotation module separate and the confirmed order as separate.
Separate, okay.
Now going ahead, in case I don't make any change, I can just save it in a draft to show you how it is going to look.
Yeah.
Now you can see in the transaction, I'll just click on the transaction module to how to search and how to find the transactions. I'll click on the transaction module. You can see it is listed over here. It is in a draft stage and undelivered status.
Hmm.
I'll click on the title or the company to open this transaction. So now in the transaction, you will find there is a transaction timeline,
Hmm.
but no document created. Since the transaction is in draft mode, the status also you can see it is in draft.
Draft mode.
Okay. Now I click on the document. Before clicking on the document, I will show you an option. Like suppose what will happen, the sales team will create all the fill all the data and save it in the draft. But before sending it to the client, they need an approval with the internal team. It might be possible. So what to do in that case? You can click on the comment button over here and put the data. Suppose I want to add Akhil. Since I haven't added much of the users of yours in the settings, so it is giving me only one option right now is Akhil. Okay. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है? हेलो.
हाँ सुन रहा हूँ.
यहाँ पे क्या होता है? आपकी इंटरनल टीम के जितने भी लोग होंगे ना, उनका नाम आप सेलेक्ट कर सकते हो. आप @ टाइप करके जैसे आप फेसबुक पे या इंस्टाग्राम पे करते हो ना, हाँ, वैसे ही सेम वे में फिर से करके कि जैसे आप @ टाइप करोगे, मैंने ए लिखा तो अखिल नाम से जो है वो आ गया. सिमिलरली अभी जब मैं अगर आपके सारे ये टीम मेंबर्स ऐड करूंगा, सबका नाम यहाँ पे दिखने लगे. वो कर दे. Suppose I have to send a message that I have created an OC, please review. And in this case, I have to select internal. Since it is in draft mode, it is internal is pre-selected.
Yeah, okay.
When we click on the internal, none of the external counterparties will be able to see or receive this message. Okay, only the internal team member will be able to see. Apart from that, you have an option to add attachment in case you want. You can add any and click on submit. As soon as you click on submit, whoever you are tagging it over here will get an instant email that you have written this message for them. And in that email, they will have a clickable link. They will, as soon as they will click on the link, they will be redirected to this page. Okay. Now going ahead, I am clicking on the order confirmation. In the order confirmation part, since it is in draft mode, as you can see, now I have an option. I can review the document. Post that, I have an option to edit it, cancel it, print it, or take a PDF, save as PDF. Okay. Going down, I can show you the additional terms and conditions which we have added is coming over here.
Yeah, okay.
So it will satisfy your need. Apart from that, while sending this to a counterparty, you need to click on other action, click on edit button. Okay. In case you want to make any changes, you can make the changes. Otherwise, you can directly click on save and send.
Save and send. Okay.
As soon as you click on save and send, what will happen now in the transaction timeline? There is an OC created. Earlier, it was here it was written that no document created, right? And it was earlier it was in a draft mode. Now you can see it is on track. Undelivered status still remains same because we haven't made any kind of delivery. Right. One more thing you can find out that order confirmation, work order created for this order confirmation. That is in the production section, they will come to know that there is an order confirmation created and they have to produce such and such material. Finished good. In case they want to produce, they have to produce, they can, and now post that the production team will do their planning as per requirement. Okay. Yes. Now what will happen in this transaction? What else can happen? So I'll click on the create document in the right top corner just to show you the options. What is the tax invoice? Tax invoice, in case you want to send at the time of delivery, you can create the tax invoice. Just confirm me, I don't remember the last conversation, whether the sales team is going to create the tax invoice or the accounts team is going to create that.
Accounts team.
Accounts. Still, I'll just show you that what are the procedure. So the team will.
Accounts का purchase both might create the tax invoice.
Okay, so I'll just show you so that you will come to know ki, what is the process. Again, at the time of the training session of the accounts, I'll go into detail. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is an option to create a tax invoice. Bill of supply. Bill of supply is very much similar to tax invoice. Just the only difference is the tax is not there in the case of bill of supply. This is used in a very special case of the government for very critical products. So in your case, I don't think so that you guys are using the bill of supply. So
No.
the
Bill
excess
of supply.
of
Basically, we might not be using bill of supply,
huh.
but purchase team will order anything, any raw material or any fittings or anything he can order. But but while estimating, we need to check the rates for that. Sometimes we want to
Bill
go
of supply, bill of
the
supply
rates.
is you are getting confused at this end. Bill of supply क्या होता है ना कि जिस केस में टैक्स इनवॉइस नहीं बनता है, गवर्नमेंट ने अभी जीएसटी में कुछ रूल्स निकाले हैं जिसके
हाँ
जिसके अगेंस्ट में जहाँ पे टैक्स इनवॉइस नहीं बनना है, ऐसे प्रोडक्ट डिफाइन किए हैं और कुछ स्पेशल केस है उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए जिस केस में
अच्छा
उसकी जगह बिल ऑफ सप्लाई बनेगा। तो
अच्छा
और उसमें टैक्स नहीं दिखाई देगा, टैक्स नहीं आएगा। तो वो बहुत स्पेशल केस है। आपके किसी केस में या किसी केस में आई डोंट थिंक सो यूज हो रहा होगा।
no. This part actually it is used by like performa invoice, receipt vouchers, bill of supply and tax invoice. All this is done by accounts either purchase department.
Okay. So
So we
advanced.
basically we are up to till quotation and transaction like OC confirmation.
Right.
And basically one more thing while we are making the estimation, so like a design team will generate bomb in this panel.
Right.
So they might refer our BOM also. So can you just help me out with how we can insert our BOM in this?
So just I'll stop this recording for a second and then I'll again put the recording.
Yeah.
So that we can create a separate video.
Yeah.
Just a second.